At this point, some guide sheets may vary from the order that we are doing. It is suggested to follow the order we are doing. If you vary, some skills such as bound buttonholes and lining methods given in this video will not work. Construct the undercollar, if applicable, as per guide sheet directions. And let's double interface the undercollar, but only the small section at the bottom of the collar. Think back to Level 6 lesson and thinking on neck bands. The complete undercollar was first interfaced on the bias because we want to control the upper part. On the so-called neckband part of the undercollar, we want stability. So for this section, our interfacing will be cut on the lengthwise grain to add support in this area. Are you beginning to understand about giving extra support? Think about it. Your garment's main pieces were cut on the lengthwise grain. If we want to stop some of this lengthwise mobility, we cut the opposite. Remember the welts of the pocket? We cut them on the opposite grain to reduce give in that area. So that it is more apt to keep its shape. With these tapes, like I said since Level 1, we are teaching a skill, not just a project. Learn the what and the why. Using the pattern tissue, mark the roll line on the undercollar with a continuous tailor tack or running stitches. And don't forget to knot on the right side for easy removal later. Make a pattern for this double interfacing as in the past with wax paper and using our garment piece for a guide. Place a piece of wax paper across the lower edge of the undercollar. Make the interfacing cutting line 1/8 of an inch away from the roll line and use the interfacing already applied to the undercollar as a guide to create the pattern. Mark the grain line on this new pattern perpendicular, right angles, to the center back seam. Using the same interfacing that you used for the lapel, cut out your interfacing on the lengthwise grain, just like you did for the lapel's double interfacing. Apply the interfacing to the wrong side of the undercollar. Make sure not to fuse over any tailor tacks. We want to be able to remove them easily later. Before attaching this undercollar to your garment, it would be a good idea to double check any dot or square markings on both this undercollar and your jacket. It is important for this undercollar and the next upper collar section that these dots and squares are in the correct location. Sometimes I will ignore my previous markings and pin mark. When you are sure your markings are very precise, attach your undercollar to the jacket. Pay close attention to the guide sheet details regarding matching points for the dots and/or squares. Clip where necessary and press open, but hold off for now in trimming seam allowances.